Welcome back to Table Talk. I would like to introduce my guest for today. Blaine Wilcher is here with Cruise In for Kids, and also he brings with him Jeremy Richardson with Smarty Pants, who is a longtime sponsor of this event. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Great event. This is how many years has it been that you have had this show?
This will be the third
Cruise
year.
In? Okay. So this is, we talked, you are kind of an expert at organizing cruise-ins and car shows. This isn't your first rodeo, is it, Blaine?
Well, I wouldn't call me an expert. I just happen to have done some. So.
But you've done several in town. Right. So how did this cruise-in get started?
Well, we some of us guys that do go to cruise-ins and car shows were just thinking about a way to help kids of the community, and one of my cousins actually brought up, a cruise-in over there at their building, and asked me if I would help, and I told him I would do what I could do as far as maybe getting some sponsorship, because I knew that in order to get someone to come out, there has to be something for them to come out for, and most people, when they go to a cruise-in, they want a dash plaque. And so what I did, Jeremy was the first guy I called actually, with Smarty Pants Daycare, to ask if they would sponsor our cruise-ins by purchasing dash plaques, which they have done. This is the third year, and they're actually sponsoring the first 3 months this year. So
right, because this cruise-in is throughout the summer, is that correct?
it goes all the way from April to October.
Okay.
With the exception of May. We won't do one in May because of Back to the Strip.
Okay, yeah, that has its own separate type cruise-in. You schooled me a few minutes ago on the difference between a cruise-in and a car show. Tell me what the difference is.
Prizes.
Prizes, okay.
And awards. A cruise-in is just exactly that. You just drive up and you look at the cars and you talk to people and then you leave. And that's pretty much it. There's no fee. It's usually always free. Now, our cruise-ins are free, but the only way you'll get a dash plaque is for a donation. And it can be $1, 50 cents. We have several times that people have dropped a $100 bill in because they're doing it for the cause.
Right.
But there's also those people that they want the dash plaque because they collect them. So we've got it for both,
Right.
both reasons.
But the ultimate goal is to benefit kids of the community and give as much as you can to that cause.
Right.
So what is a little bit different about the cruise-in this year versus some, you've said this is your third year. How is it different this year?
This year we've actually decided to combine the mall cruise-in, which is the cans and cars, and our cruise-in. And we're combining them on the first Saturday of the month and having them at the mall. And that way we'll have more cars or trucks, and more people will come out to look at the vehicles or whatever's there. And it's going to benefit both of us. Obviously with the cruise-in that they have at the mall, they take canned goods to go to the food bank. So we're still asking people to bring canned goods for the food bank, but also to make a donation for a dash plaque for kids of the community.
And there's plenty of parking there, no problem with that. And then if anybody just happens to be at the mall, they can walk on over.
Exactly.
Is it on the upper part of the mall area?
Yes,
towards the road?
Out towards the road, yes.
Okay. So Jeremy, this is your third year sponsor, and how did you get involved with this fundraiser?
Well, me and Blaine kind of go back several years, and I've been in the automotive field for 20 years or so, and now being in the kid field, it's kind of a good combination. So when I was asked if we could help, we definitely said yes, and so we've helped any way we could.
How many kids do you have at the daycare now whose lives that y'all touch?
Yeah, it depends. 80, 85 at both locations. So
that makes sense for you guys to help with the kids event. That's for sure.
Not to mention they've got a cool logo,
right,
which we prominently display on our dash plaques.
That's awesome.
It did kind of make sense to me, and that's why I called Jeremy. We're helping kids of the community. He owns a daycare. It was kind of, to me, a no-brainer to get them to, hopefully to get them to sponsor our cruise-in, which they have. And it worked out really well.
So I know you've got other sponsors too who have probably helped you out tremendously. Who are some of the other sponsors?
We have had several sponsors over the years. This year, we've been very fortunate. We really haven't had to really look hard for sponsors. This year, we have all our sponsors secured, and what they've done to this point is, like Jeremy and Smarty Pants, they've sponsored the first 3 months. And I've already got Generations has sponsored the next 2, so I need one more sponsor. And I know that'll happen probably within the next week or so, but as of right now, I don't have that. So if anybody wants to sponsor us, they can contact me. They can get my number off the county's website, since I'm a county commissioner, and they can call me and, or get in touch with Kids of the Community.
Can I ask what the sponsorship fee is, or is it everyone gives differently, or how does that work?
Typically, these dash plaques cost $1 a piece. So what we try to do is get at least 75 per car show or per cruise in. So you're looking at around $100 when you add tax and the shipping fees. So around $100 a cruise in. It's very little, but it makes a big impact.
Right, right. And then the proceeds from the donations can all go to Kids of the Community.
Go back, yeah. Last year, I think at the end of the year for all our cruise-ins, we got close to $1,000 raised. And when you look about what's been put in, and then you consider some of the business, basically it is a type of community service for them. Plus it's advertising, because these dash plaques, people don't actually put them on their dash anymore. I mean, I have a few on my dashes, but most cars won't accept them anymore. They're not metal. But what they do, they'll put them on their toolbox, or they'll put them on their file cabinet at work. They'll display them, and there's your logo.
Kind of a mini trophy that has that business's logo on it from now and until as long as the person has it up there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how can the audience find out more, since this is an ongoing thing? Do you have a Facebook page? How does that work?
We do have a event page on Facebook, just Cruise In for Kids, and the mall also has one for them, for the cans and cars. All you need to know, though, is just go out to the mall every first Saturday of the month at 5 o'clock in the evening, and we'll be there.
Okay.
With the exception of May.
Right.
Because we'll all be on the strip.
That's true. Now, are there food vendors and other people like that set up, or is it just a cruise in?
I don't want to say there won't be. We haven't planned that because there's a lot of restaurants in the mall and around the mall. And actually this morning I was contacted by Junior Petit, of Jay's, that they're going to have some type of coupons and giveaways that they'll have us giving away with our dash plaques. And usually most of the restaurants around that area will give us some kind of either a free meal or some type of discount to give out. So you won't really need, food vendors. I'm not saying we won't have any, but if we do, that'll be a plus.
Yeah, lots of great places to eat at in the mall, and it'll be handy just across the parking lot.
Exactly.
Well, thank you both. What a great partnership with the community, with Smarty Pants, Generations, Kids of the community getting all the benefits. So we appreciate you organizing this to help the kids out, Blaine. So that's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in to Table Talk again this week. On behalf of BLTV Channel 6, have a wonderful week.